But then I seen her go from a very good mother, authoritative, and all of that to, you know, whatever. And when she bought her new house, within 5 years, it looked like that house was 30 years old because after all that she went through, it was mind-boggling mentally.
So then she became an uninvolved parent.
Uninvolved. I mean, you know, that.
But you know, the flip side of that is you can't say that those children that have all of the name brand things, that's not always just the children. There are times where parents have grown up with their own,
of course,
you know, issues,
right?
And so they feel like they have to do that for the children because they didn't have it, or they did have it, and they want their children to have it, whatever their issues are. So it's not always the children, but those indulgent and those permissive parents are the ones that have, and I may be wrong for saying this, but those are the ones that have the out of control children. And those are the ones that are afraid of their kids and have to lock the doors and stuff like that. Because I'm not going to be afraid to sleep in my house.
No, ma'am.
You better be afraid to go to sleep.
I will pack your stuff that you bought and put you out.
Yes, she will.
Push the bed and the mattress out the window.
Oh, no,
you ain't bought a bed? Why you going to push the bed?
Well, by the time it hit the ground, it'll be broke. They can't use it.
No, you ain't
But
taking nothing out.
wait. What if you have a child, though, who's ADHD? How do you deal with that child?
Medication.
You know what?
No,
I don't think so. I think you research it. You proper diet. I think that's what's wrong with a lot of these ADHD kids is medication, and I think they were diagnosed wrong. This could just be me, but I think, you know, you research that thing, you put them on a right diet, and you watch their intake, and you got to be authoritative with them. You got to say what you mean and mean what you say.
Okay, hold on. Now there have been, you know, I used to work for the Department of Family and Children's Services, and at some point the regulations for receiving SSI did make a change because there were a lot of parents that were encouraging their children to act out and display behaviors that would allow them to go to a psychologist, be diagnosed with this, and they could receive SSI checks. So the stipulations and the guidelines for all of that have changed. However, being a teacher, I have seen young people who have ADHD and they are not medicated. And I can be authoritative, I'm anything but permissible and indulgent. And no matter what you do, short of sitting on some of these children, they cannot be still. They're in diet, you know, I've watched our cafeteria make changes where they're, you know,
I was getting ready to ask you, what do they feed
salads and all of that. I've seen more vegetables come on the scene, and these children actually eat from the salad bar, which is fabulous, but they cannot be still. There are times where there needs to be medication involved, and because now adults,
but you don't know what they're eating at home too.
Do you pull that child out by himself and say, what's going on with you?
What? You have done everything short. I sit the child next to me by my
That's not what I said.
I have hugged
That's not what I said.
There's nothing going on with me. Ain't nothing wrong with me. What you mean?
Why are you doing what you're doing? Take them outside. Get them by themselves.
But sometimes they really don't understand it themselves.
I'm telling you.
They don't know. They don't know.
And you're saying
real.
parents are doing this, but let me tell you something. When my son was in the 6th grade, and he was in majority all white, him and my daughter were the only, I would say it was about 4 or 5 African-American kids there. But my son was the only African-American male in his class. And do you know, I got calls every day for a week for silly stuff. Till the last day, Dr. Bloodsworth, and yeah, I said your name, called me to his office and said, your son need to be medicated. I've already called such and such to come in and, you know, get his levels and all that stuff. And I'm saying, you're not a doctor.
You're not a doctor.
You're not a doctor.
You're not a doctor.
And you know, he tried to threaten me. And I said, no, I will take my son to his private doctor. You know, we have real insurance. I would take him to his private doctor and let his doctor, the real one, diagnose him.
Well,
so
But
don't only
Joe
think,
said
but there are
sometimes
no.
there are some psychological issues, though, really.
My son
But
didn't
you
have
know,
psychological
But
issues.
we're not talking about your son. He has moved on. He's grown, married, got a child, in the Navy. He's doing well. He's not ADHD. Thank you very much
That's
for that.
because his mother probably
Right,
cut him 5
because she
times,
scared it
but,
out
you
of him. And it probably, I don't know, did it work?
He used to threw the bed out the window and
But I
everything.
wanted to address something that you said
no,
because
she throw
Oh,
beds
I'm
out the
sorry.
window.
I don't throw beds out the window because I don't have those problems. My children already know. I told y'all at the beginning that they know that I ain't stable.
Yeah, they
So I
know.
don't have to worry about that. I'm saying before I would be afraid to go to sleep in my house, afraid my kids are going to do something to me, they would have to be afraid that I'm going to do something to them. I mean, that's crazy. I'm raising you, taking care of you, feeding you, doing all this extra stuff that I don't have to do now. They said I had to feed you, provide shelter, and clothes. I can give you one outfit. I can give
That's
you
what
bread
I'm
and
talking
water.
about. That's what I'm talking about.
And sit you out in the garage. That is still
That shelter.
So I'm saying, by me allowing,
And you don't have to have a TV.
but allowing you in the house, in a bed with some sheets and cover and all that stuff, and got the air going, making you comfortable, running water, letting you get in the tub with some soap and wash off and all that other stuff. That's extra.
Okay, all right.
Juice. Letting you have juice and
That's really
cereal,
extra.
the
That's
Fruit
really
Loops
extra. Oreo
and
cookies.
Rice Krispies and all that other stuff that, for real, baking cakes and cookies and all that's extra. So I'm saying I'm going above and beyond. So I'm not going to go above and beyond and be afraid to. That just doesn't even work
Not
for me.
in my
But I
house.
wanted to go back to something you said about the educator calling you. Their laws have changed. And if I were to say to a parent, your child has an issue, they have ADHD or they're LD, which means we have all these acronyms
Learning
in
disabilities.
the things in education. But if I were to say that to you, I'm making an official diagnosis and I'm not qualified to do that. You open yourself up now for legal issues, being made to pay for expenses and things of that nature. So we are not able to say things like that. I can think it all day long. But as long as I don't cross that line and say it. So when I'm in, talking to a parent, and I know I have to cut it off because we do have to go to a break, but it was just getting so good, and then she just got me all off track talking
Again.
about the doctor. So we're going
He
to
was
meditate.
not a medical doctor.
But she said, excuse me, but you're not a doctor.
And I did say that.
You're not a doctor. But I'm not going to say that you all are not a great audience. So we want you to stay tuned and continue watching, and we'll be right back.
I fight for.
Hi, welcome back to Real Women, Real Issues. I just wanted to remind you that if you have any questions about the show or would like to be a participant on the show, please refer to the bottom of your screen where we have information about our email address, our Facebook information, as well as Twitter information. We would absolutely love to hear from you. So now we're going to go back. When you left, we were clearing up that whole doctor thing. And I'm sorry.
It was
to
dumb. But anyhow.
Did she say? She said it. I didn't say it.
was
She's
not
gonna get me after the show. She's gonna get Adrian after the show.
Whatever.
No, not really.
We
Not
have
really.
The
What-
politically correct. I'm real. Sorry.
I thought I was real.
I don't have to doctor what I need to say up if I just say it. And I promise when I say it, you'll understand what I mean.
And in
But
case,
the names have been changed to protect
protect
the
me.
innocent.
In case anyone just tuned in and they missed that,
Right.
Politically
Josette
correct
called the
people.
principal at the school, who happened to be a PhD, and
she told him
And
that-
I knew the difference.
She knew he
okay?
was a doctor
Oh God.
of education,
right.
of philosophy, and he was not a medical doctor. So she told him, "Excuse me, I'm gonna say it just the way she said it. So I'm just gonna recreate that moment for you, just in case you're just tuning in." She said, "Excuse me,
No, I didn't do. my
but
head
you
like
are
that.
not a doctor."
Doctor. And that was just cute. I have to
It
admit,
was funny.
that is cute.
It
That
is.
is just cute.
But we just have to joke with her. I don't know.
For really real. Don't you see how much fun we're having
And she
joking with
said
her?
she's real, and I'm just like, well, what are we?
Well,
We paper dolls.
Y'all have
Adrian.
y'all know they have to go all the way around the barn and through the woods. you know, and then they bring it.
No, because I shoot straight from the hip.